It is the dead of winter in Chicago. I have my jacket on because my garage is warming up right now. But I'm gonna get to work on the 300 CE. I've got a lot in store for it. Can't wait to get this thing sorted and get it ready for the warm days ahead. I'm gonna show you guys what parts I'm gonna be changing on it. I'm gonna be doing essentially the full suspension, and I'll show you everything that I'll be switching out. We're going to be lowering the car as well. We're going to be changing the spring pads, the struts, the control arms, etc. I'll leave a link in my description with all the items that I've purchased and where I got them from. Hopefully that'll help you guys out. Switching up the struts to BILSTEIN B8s, and I'll put the springs on those, and hopefully it'll give me like a nice balance. I've done this in the past and that has worked for me, so that's what I'm gonna do. Let me show you guys the whole set of parts I have laid out here on the table. So I got my control arms for the rear. I got my front control arms, and those already have the bushings pressed in, the ball joints. These are from TRW, the rears are from Mercedes. BILSTEIN B8 struts, front and rear. These are fronts, these are rear. All the drag links, tie rod end links, hardware I need, the bump stops, #1 spring pads. That's so I can have the car sitting lower, and if I need to, I can raise these up to a 4 or 5. I think the rear here has a 3, but you can see I've got like almost a 3-finger gap here, 2-finger, and these tires are way too massive. I've ordered up a new set of tires for these 16 wheels. These are 205 60 16, which is ridiculous, and they are rubbing in the front, on the wheel arch, on the bumper, and the cladding. So I'll go down to a 205 50, and that should be ideal. And then with a nice stance. Also check if these springs aren't by chance AMG springs already, and I'll check what spring pads are in there. And I'll also be changing the strut mounts, all the hardware. After I do the suspension, I'll go ahead and address any other mechanical stuff. Pretty much got majority of that stuff sorted. You guys probably have seen that in the last videos, but I am having an issue with the MAS. I did order one up. And once that is in, just some fine tuning, then we'll get to the fun stuff of doing like full exhaust and some other things, but I'll keep you guys updated on that. Show you guys what I'm talking about here. These tires are rubbing here. We got like a little over 3 fingers in gap over here. I also have to take into consideration when this car is on lower profile tires, gap here will be bigger. Kind of like the SL over there, but that looks fine. Just you can't get too crazy with the tire size because then it'll look kind of funky. So this is all laid out. I got my tools. I got some ball joint separators. Let's get to work. We'll go ahead and start by raising the car. Putting it on jack stands, take the front 2 wheels off. I'll start with the front. I'll work my way back, see how far I get. So, alright guys, we have the car raised up, jack stand underneath, everything's secured. We're gonna pop this wheel off, and then we'll get to going. Extra security measure, you could throw the wheel under the car. Got my nailing pad for my knees. Alright, so what we're going to do first is compress the spring, take that out. Then we're going to focus on lowering. Actually, we'll drop this tie rod end link first. Then that'll give us some room to turn the wheel, and then we'll compress the spring, take that guy out, and then we'll work on the strut. Actually, then we'll work on the control arm, and then we'll go to the strut last. once we have the control arm out. And yeah, so first let's go ahead and spray all the connecting points with PB Blaster. I removed this clip that holds in the wiring for like the sensors. It slides into there. It's like hooked into there and it comes out pretty easy. So yeah. Self a 17 and break that loose. And there she goes. Those things are on there hard. All right, so you're gonna shove these shims in here, seat them, and you're gonna put this through the bottom here. And you gotta fit it through the slots and then lock it in. And I'll show you guys how that works once I can get it in here. It's a bit challenging. No, you're not supposed to. They say you're not supposed to use impact, but you can start it off. And then you could there's the wrench. You could use the wrench. I gotta get down over here.
Using a pry bar, I was able to pop out the discs. The reason that they were stuck is because when you compress the spring, it changes the angle of the actual tools.
Stabilizer. That's gonna pop out. All right, now we're gonna get an impact with the 19. We'll get this guy off. I bent this back a little bit by hand, and we'll bend it forward. Once we're done, we're gonna get a 19 on the back bolt here, so we'll spin. And that's off. this problem with this sway bar here. Shit. In here. So I can get this stupid sway bar out of the way. Okay. Spring is going to be able to come out like so. We'll put that guy far away. So loosen it because it's freaking me out. Arm bolts are right here. And it's a 21, I believe, in the back. 22 in the back. We'll grab that, and then we'll grab an impact. Okay. Let's see. 22. I don't think I could fit a 22. We'll see. This is gonna fit. Nope, we can't fit that, so we gotta. Let's use our ratchet. Now we can grab our hammer, hammer these guys out. See, these are like this, and these are notched. So these washers that are on this side, these washers, they only go in this way. Perfect. Okay. An important thing to note is this notch here. It's supposed to be inward. The new tie rods, or the new control arms, had this sitting outward, so I had to grab channel locks, rag, and then twist them to be inward, because your bolt goes in and it clears this, sits like that. See, otherwise it won't fit in there. I found out the hard way. These were toast, by the way. No grease in there at all. The bushings were out, they were cracked, so out with that one, and we'll put the new stuff in now. Gonna use the jack as support because I'm gonna take down the strut. So I'll loosen it up top. Oh, it's spinning. The whole thing. So I do have, the other one came off. This one I gotta get a 22 wrench. Next up, we'll loosen this guy here. I believe that's a 17. I'll tell you guys real quick. 17 and a 17. Do that, and then we got 2 more right here. So let's see if we could catch me catching those. This is gonna spin. Washers in your 17. That's a 19. Actually, it's a 19 on this side. Got that. Double washers. We got new hardware for this, I believe. Little blue Loctite, that's why I was holding on so well. That's pop everything out now. Of course, this, god damn it, this is stupid. Okay. All right, we got it out.
After I finished everything and had the car on its wheels, I did end up putting on H&R lowering springs. It was a better height than these that were in the car that were cut. So I'm happy with that, and you guys will see that in the upcoming video.
said, I'm going to be replacing these, but they are not going to come for a while, so I got to test fit the wheels and stuff. And it's winter, so I'm not really driving this thing anywhere. Click. Alright, that's done. Now we gotta tighten these. Bolts down. Check the torque. Yeah, 150 Newton meters. Oh, God. Alright. That one's torqued. Torque the other side. And we are done. Down. That's it. Done. And then once the car's lowered, I gotta double check all of the top mounts, tighten them, and then we'll be good. Take our jack stand out. Now, remember that the suspension will settle. We're gonna move the car around, and our rear is not lowered yet. It's offsetting things. Let's go ahead and give it the old jumperoo. I'll move the car around and show you guys how the front looks. I already did the other side. Front's even, so we'll have to get back to the rear another day. But a lot of progress made today, so let's go ahead and finish this up. What happens when you work garage? Everything becomes a mess. This is ridiculous. This screw. It's definitely not cross-threaded because here's the disintegrated pump stop, and then look at this. You could easily push it down
and doesn't even come back up. Very, very slowly. So these were blown.